Yeah, I feel like I have many parts, and like everybody have many parts, but I feel like they're jumping over. Like it's a lot of blending, and um, and the feeling is living with that like 24/7, even sleeping, and I feel like I'm living like several lives in one and jumping from, I don't know if it's the same, but I feel that when you say trailhead, I don't know what exactly that means, but I feel like I'm jumping from one trail to another constantly and not progressing in any like enough in any of them. So I would like to know how to deal with that better because I feel I'm stuck on it.
Okay, what do you want to say to this? Okay, they had started saying this towards the beginning of you asking this question. They're saying one at a time, one at a time, one at a time. What are you saying with this? They're talking about picking a time of day, whatever works for you. They're saying it could be consistent or inconsistent. They're saying if it needs to be inconsistent, that's okay. It will become consistent when it needs to become consistent, if it needs to become consistent. They're just talking about picking a time of day and just saying, okay, we're going to spend this amount of time. And they're saying to pick the amount of time that feels right to you. And they're saying any amount of time is okay to do this. And they're talking about picking the amount of time that feels the most calming to do. Like it doesn't feel pressured, it doesn't feel forced. It feels more relaxed, like a time that feels like, yeah, I feel good doing that as opposed to like, but I feel like I have to do this, right? Okay. And pick an amount of time that you're going to do this. And they're talking about just getting your parts to line up and blend one at a time. They're talking about how you can set a timer for like 10 seconds and the or however long you would like to, whatever feels right to you within the time frame that you set. And I just say I'm going to blend with you or have you blend with me for this amount of time until the timer goes off. And then it's the next one's turn. And the next one and the next one and the next one. And anyone who doesn't get a turn today, you can come back next time. We'll put you at the front of the line. And then they're showing that next time that you do it, you're saying, hey, who didn't get a chance last time or who hasn't gotten a chance yet? Okay, you guys come up to the front. Okay. Okay, they're talking about doing that. They're talking about how it allows them to relax slowly, bit by bit, as they are ready to. And they're really gently emphasizing this as they are ready to. Okay. And then they're talking about you had said something, I can't remember your exact words, but I don't remember if it was talking about not going deeper or not completing something. They're talking about sometimes this is how it works. Sometimes this is the safest way to do a little bit of connection here, a little bit of connection there, to get a little bit of understanding here, a little bit of understanding there. They're saying sometimes this is the best thing to do. And when they're talking about that, they're talking about how, it might not look like anything's happening because you're just jumping and jumping and jumping and jumping. And we've been taught in IFS this way of like, well, you just go and heal the root of it and then everything's fine. But they're talking about all this work going out like this, all this horizontal work is absolutely essential for many people's systems. They're saying for a lot of people it is non-negotiable, it is absolutely non-negotiable for the deeper and more transformative outcome to this. And they're talking about like it builds like an enormous and solid foundation. Like it's huge. It's like it is extraordinarily solid, the foundation that it builds. So it doesn't look like much on the surface, but there is this beautifully solid foundation that is being built way below that, that again, you absolutely cannot see. And they're saying, but rest assured, it is happening. And then they're talking about when that happens, when that beautiful solid foundation is built. They're saying it doesn't matter what happens on the surface because it is a solid foundation. And they're talking about solid, like I mean just unbreakable solid. I mean, like maybe you could get a little crack in there or a little tiny chip in there, but overall it is so solid. And they're saying, we have these ideas of how these things are supposed to look, but for some people this is how it's supposed to look. And they're saying for you this is how it's supposed to look. They're talking about being really important, that it happens in the way that every individual needs it to. Some need this, some don't, and it's different for everyone. Okay, they're leaving it at that. Do you have any follow-up questions to that?
Yeah. So insisting, is there any way that I could have a clear understanding or just a little bit of where to focus more energy on, like because of those paths that are unfolding? Or do I really have to do a little of the one path, a little of the other, and like so on, 10 seconds at a time?
Okay, what do you want to say to this? They're saying whatever you need to focus on will be brought to you. Like they're saying you can run way over here, and the thing you need to focus on will run over here to get you there. Like it doesn't matter where you go, how you go about it, like it'll be brought to you. It will come up. Something will happen to stir it up, to make it come up in the moment that it is needed. I mean, they're just talking about it's like you've got your own guides that are helping you in this process and bringing experiences and things to you to stir up whatever needs to be stirred up, that needs to be connected with. And they're just saying you'll focus on what you need to focus on when you need to focus on it. Okay, they're just leaving it at that.